Yeah, just wanted to know, how long you've been bidding with us. 6 months is quite a long time still. What do you find most interesting about MaxSold?
Well, I have a certain, there's something I'm specifically passionate about, which is like old vinyl records. I'm a big geek. And so I first came across MaxSold with this like incredible lot of records that were being sold, and it really captivated my imagination. And since then, I've come back to the site to look for those, but also to look for just any. I'm a garage sale guy, so any old, interesting, unique items that I can get at a deal are really appealing.
Absolutely, there are some really stellar treasures out there. So I'm glad that you've found those and you've taken this opportunity to go out and grab them. It's awesome. How would you describe, in your own words, MaxSold to your friends and your family?
I think it's an amazing company. Like I'm in PR and marketing, and I'm a big fan of it because to me it's really a great opportunity to connect. So having gone through estate sales on the other side, it's a really difficult time, and there's so many great things that people want, but there's a limited way for you to sell them. And so really to connect, I think it's an amazing place that connects people who are passionate about things like records or furniture or art, especially with things that they couldn't really normally find. And so there's whenever there's value for people who are buying and value for people who are selling, to me, that's really good news.
It's a win-win, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And how far away do you normally bid? Is it just local to your neighborhood, or do you ever travel a bit? What's your general scope for how far you'll go?
Stay within maybe a little 905. I'm from Toronto, so I live in North York. So I don't go really much further than like Brampton or Mississauga, but it's a factor that basically I may watch it, something in those areas, but I think twice about bidding on it because I know the time it will take. So basically I'm less likely to bid higher prices for things that are further away.
Fair enough. And do you have any tips for new buyers, people who are just finding out about MaxSold and they're looking for some guidance? Do you have anything that you'd like to tell them?
I haven't really been. I have been talking to it a lot about MaxSold to certain people. The main thing is just check it out and check it out regularly. I think that's the one thing that I'd say in terms of things that you can work on. Maybe it's sort of like you really have to be intent and on top of things to really see what's happening on the site. So I think that's the biggest thing. So yeah, that's the main thing. Check it out and then check it out regularly.
Absolutely. Keep checking back. It's very important. Yeah. I have to agree with you. So any highlights of things that you've purchased at MaxSold before? I know that you did mention, your interest before, but any certain treasures that really you want to share about?
The one thing, so I've only bought maybe, I'm bidding a lot, but in terms of successfully winning, I think I maybe only won 4 times or so. And the one so of course, getting great records is always interesting. But I would say the one thing that I did find were so it's not like the highlights for you guys, but I was looking for, there's these really cool old retro posters from the CNE that I saw online ages ago. And then I just happened to see them as I was browsing a page that someone had these framed, they're not like original, they're still prints, but they're framed versions of these old kind of Art Deco 1930s posters. And so they're really awesome. And I was like, wow, I this is something I've been looking for a long time, and it just happens to be here, and I could get it for $20 a piece, and it was really a great deal.
Absolutely. So something you saw somewhere else and found it on MaxSold.
Yeah, in fact, I saw it on the CNE Facebook page or something, and I said, "Oh, are you guys producing more of these?" They say, "No, sorry, they're out of print." So that's a really good example of something that should be sold commercially, but I literally couldn't find it, and so I just sort of came across it on MaxSold.
Absolutely. Well, that's lucky, and I'm glad you did. So thank you so much, Rob, for your time, for being here and answering some questions for me. I really appreciate it. One last question. Are there any auctions that you're currently watching right now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tons.
Awesome.
Probably, I'm what happens is I go through the auction list, and then I put things on my watch list. So one of the things that's particularly cool is, and like, you know, again, I'm looking for specific things, but every so often if I find something really unique and interesting, I'll be like, So there's this one auction that has, it looks like the estate of someone who is in the watch business. So there's all these really old, interesting, like watchmaker tools and stuff, and one of which is a really cool old desk. It's called the watchmaker's desk, and it looks like any sort of old-fashioned desk, but it has like tiny, tiny, tiny little drawers. So clearly little pieces for like a watchmaker to use, and it's a really neat thing. And my father-in-law came over last night, and I was like, and he's into this old stuff too, and he's like, wow, that's a really interesting desk that I don't think I see very often.
Absolutely, that's a very individual piece. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Classic MaxSold. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck. I hope you win that piece. Thanks again for connecting with me today. I really appreciate it.
All right, take care, Charlotte.
You too. Have a great day.
Bye.